What's going on, my dudes? I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm not gonna lie, this video has me so excited. As you may know by now, if you've been following my channel for a while, the Philippines is among my favorite destinations in the world. Over the past couple of years, I've spent over 60 days exploring this vast archipelago, and it's still one of the few destinations that I've actually decided to make a return trip to. The Philippines is home to isolated villages tucked inside of mountains, swimming holes buried deep in the jungle, picturesque white sandy beaches, and some of the bluest water that you've ever seen. The Philippines is such a special place. The first thing that I noticed about the Philippines was the variety of things to do and see. As a tourist looking for adventure, there wasn't much more that I could ask for. From hidden rivers and waterfalls located deep inside the luscious jungle to the thousands of immaculate beaches and crystal clear ocean water, the Philippines really does have it all. Having had the opportunity to explore both the northern and central regions of the country, I can confidently say that both were extremely unique and special in their own way. The northern rice terraces and mountainous villages were remote and untouched, while the central beaches and warm climate were picturesque and tropical. So I think my goal today is to try and get to that little open patch of water, the nice bright blue part. Make big goals, make big goals. The fact that you have two extremes and everything in between was super cool to me. Plus, making your way around the country is super easy, which actually leads me to my second thought. Ease of travel is a huge deal to me when choosing a destination. I really like to move around and experience as much as I can while on a trip, so being able to do that easily and without issue is a big deal. Thankfully, the Philippines actually handled transportation very well, and I can confidently say that this country is super easy to travel. I mean, it's not always quick, the city traffic is actually awful, and things operate on Filipino time, but if you're not in a rush, you're golden. A majority of the population speaks fluent English, which is a huge barrier when you're exploring somewhere new, and the entire country is super well connected via public transportation. Aside from taking a few domestic flights, which were very reasonably priced by the way, we traveled the entire country by long-haul buses, jeepneys, boats, and trikes. Back in the trikes! Woo! A bit small. Almost everywhere we went, we could opt for a cheaper, slower option or pay for the faster, more expensive one. I really enjoyed all the options that were available, and having the choice was really nice. Arguably, one of the most important factors when it comes to planning a trip is the cost, and that's another area where the Philippines shines. I thought the cost of traveling the Philippines was extremely reasonable. You can travel in luxury without having to foot a huge bill, or travel modestly and take a very, very cheap vacation. So honestly, I have no idea what I just bought. Someone came onto the bus and said, "Do you want to buy rice cakes?" I said, "Sure, it's 20 pesos, like 50 cents. Look at that. It's like a sticky goo. I have no idea what I just ate. I got a bunch of them, like 5 of them. So if someone could tell me what I'm eating, that'd be awesome. The Philippines has plenty of options for any type of traveler, budget, luxury, or anything in between. Both times I visited the Philippines, we traveled like classic backpackers, staying in hostels, but definitely doing plenty of activities, and it cost me around $1,000 for the month. Now you can definitely spend more, and you can definitely spend less, but I thought that that was a very reasonable amount for the type of vacation that I took. Now my next thought has a quick story to go along with it. We were about 3 days into our trip when we made our way to a small town on the island of Cebu called Noahvde. We wandered around Noahvde for a while before deciding on a guest house that had some amazing owners. One of the owner's children actually graduated from kindergarten while we were staying there, so they threw him a party. That night, the owners of the guest house put together a big dinner and celebration for their child, and they invited every single person staying at the guest house to come and attend.
So tonight, we'll have the budol fight, then after that one, we'll have the karaoke.
Perfect. It was such a cool experience. I mean, they definitely did not have to do that, but they did. The hospitality I experienced throughout my time in the Philippines was one of the most memorable parts. During both trips, I encountered so many situations just like that. From being invited to family celebrations and budol fights, to staying in newfound friends' homes. No matter where in the country I found myself, I was always treated with the utmost respect and hospitality. I made many friends that I still keep in touch with to this day. That being said though, after spending 60 days in the Philippines, I did run into one incident, and that was when my buddy Mike and I were sleeping while our room was robbed. To this day, I have no idea how their whole operation went down and how it happened, but I do consider us lucky.
We had my laptop, we had my drone, my camera, my GoPro, we had Mike's laptop and all that, and in Mike's bag
with my money was my passport, my cards, and
your GoPro,
and my GoPro, and my phone was right here on the bed.
They only ended up making off with my sunglasses and a couple hundred pesos from Mike, and they left all the rest. That being said though, having your stuff stolen is still no fun, and that's actually where today's video sponsor comes in, NordPass. NordPass is a free service that helps keep your online accounts safe and secure. NordPass can generate complex passwords for you and then keep them safe and secure in a password vault located on your desktop and mobile device. This makes sure that your passwords are super secure, but you're not left having to memorize all of them. Gone are the days where you have to use the same basic password or algorithm for every website. That's just not safe. NordPass is brought to you by the experienced team over at NordVPN, which is an online security app that's already trusted by over 12 million users. These guys are serious about your online security, and it shows. Download NordPass for free at nordpass.com. Finally, and I think this one is pretty obvious, but I thought the Philippines was insanely beautiful. Literally everywhere we went, I was just in awe by the sheer beauty of it. There are over 7,600 islands in the archipelago that are ready to be explored. Leaving the city and getting off the beaten path and exploring places that not many people go to is no issue at all. There are so many beautiful spots in the Philippines, like the Masungi Geo Reserve or Coron Secret Lagoons. I mean, I could literally just go on and on. But in my opinion, the most beautiful spot in the Philippines is Kawasan Falls on the island of Cebu. Kawasan Falls itself is a beautiful waterfall, but it's what is above it that makes it stand out. Upstream from the waterfall is a long canyon that winds deep into the jungle. The canyon is filled with Gatorade blue water, swimming holes, and plenty of cliffs to jump off of. You're actually able to trek through the jungle, making your way all the way to the top of the canyon, where you're then able to jump, slide, and swim all the way back down to Kawasan Falls.
This is insane, absolutely insane. You don't find anything like this. You don't find anything like this anywhere else.
No, for real, like only in the Philippines. Only in the Philippines, man.
And there it is, my dudes. That is what I thought about the Philippines. This country is so unique in so many ways. I cannot wait to make it back at some point in the future. I really hope the world is going to heal and open back up sometime soon so that you guys are able to get out there and experience all that this country has to offer. And if you do make your way out there, I've actually created a PDF travel guide that you can check out. Hopefully it will help you. It's linked down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you so much, and I'll see you all in another one.